Walther PPS Magazine Disassembly and Cleaning. This is the Walther PPS in 40 caliber. It is the same as the Walther PPS 9mm as far as the way everything works and comes apart. So we will disassemble and clean the Walther PPS extended magazine first, since it's a little trickier than the flush fit magazine as far as getting it apart and putting it back together. And we're just going to use a couple of rags, a gun brush, some original gun oil, which is a cleaner and a lubricant, and then we're going to test it when we're done with some dummy rounds. Okay, so to remove the base plate on the extended magazine, I'm going to press the internal base plate down with a pin punch. You're going to see these tabs come out on both sides. You want to grab a hold of those and hold them down, and when you do, then the base plate will slide forward and lift off. And then once the base plate comes off, you can gently release the spring and the spring will pop out. So you see how the base plate is connected, and then you pull the spring out like that. Then your follower is going to come right out. So now that we have this apart, we're going to wipe every piece down a little bit. I'm just going to use original gun oil. I'm just going to put a little bit on a clean rag. I'm going to basically wipe down each piece real good. You can use a brush to get in some of the slots and grooves. Going to wipe down the follower. I'm just kind of going to wipe the spring off. Going to wipe down the base plate here. Wipe down the magazine tube. Put a little bit more oil on the rag. Push the rag through the magazine a couple of times. Okay, first we want to put the follower back in. So the follower is going to go in to the unit this way. Drop the follower in. Take the spring with the top angle the same direction as the follower. Just push that in there. All right, now it's a little bit tricky here, so hold it however you need to hold it. Push it down carefully, again with the eye protection on, so you have the tab on both sides. Now you want to hold the tab so that this is not kind of sticking up like this. You want to hold the tab so this is flush, so you don't want to see anything sticking up here. All right, and then this part is in the front of the magazine, which is over here. So what we want to do is put it on there and move it back. And then let go of those tabs, let them snap back in. If they don't snap back in, just hold the magazine this way, poke a few times in here to loosen that piece up, and it'll come back up the right way. And that's pretty much it. So the way I test to make sure the magazine is put together right and is working properly, I load it up with dummy rounds. These are just completely inert pieces of aluminum that are shaped just like 40 caliber rounds, verifying that the gun does not have a real round in the chamber. We're going to load the dummy rounds into the gun. I'm going to rack the slide 5 times, and each time I rack the slide, it's going to simulate firing the gun, and 1 round should pop out each time. And at the end, it should lock back on an empty magazine. So that shows me that everything is working perfectly. So real quick, this is the flush fit magazine. It does not have the extended base plate. So this one's a little bit easier to take apart. So you press this pin down and slide the base plate this way. So we're just going to do this, slide it forward. Now be careful, remove your pin. Keep your finger over here because that spring's going to want to pop out. Take the base plate off and release the spring like that. And this comes apart a lot easier. Clean it up the same way as I showed you with the other one. And to put it back together, it's a little tricky. You push it back in there like that. And you want to kind of hold it down with this finger. And you're going to take this part and kind of across it here, kind of trap this down underneath of it, slide it over, get it on there like that, and then slide it down until that pin pops back up into place. So it can be a little tricky, but that's the way you do it. And then go ahead and load the dummy rounds and test it in the gun as I did the other one. And that's how you disassemble and clean a Walther PPS magazine. If you like this video, please hit like below and please subscribe, and thanks for watching.